Hi there. Welcome to the Faculty Spotlight series for the College of Professional Psychology. I'm here today with Dr. Mike Wydo, our department chair for our forensic psychology department in the Southern California campuses of Los Angeles and Anaheim. Thanks, Dr. Wydo, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so why don't you start by giving us some information about what inspired you to pursue a career in psychology?
Sure. It was very early on. My father actually inspired me. He was a lawyer in a small sort of rural town in Pennsylvania, and asking, "What does a lawyer do?" The response was, "Well, I help people with their problems." And he had a sort of a home office there, and I would see people coming in and out of the office, and just thanking him and being very, very grateful for his help. And I thought, I want to do that. I want to help people because when I would see people on the street and they would say, "Hey, are you Attorney Wiles?" Boy, yeah. Well, he was a great help. He really helped us out a lot. Thank him so much. So as I got older and I found out the differences between law and psychology, I started to kind of gravitate more towards helping people through psychology. I never really gave up my interest in the legal system. In fact, I even thought about going to law school, but I didn't want to just be a lawyer doing the same thing every day. I wanted to be a generalist psychologist. And then I developed the interest in the legal system. But helping people was something that I was just inspired by because it was such a great feeling that people would walk in kind of sad and walk out very happy. I wanted to do that.
That's great. What a great role model you had for with
Yeah.
your dad. So tell me, what do you enjoy most about teaching or working with students?
Well, speaking of role models, I think I got very fortunate and I had some great supervisors, some great teachers who sort of inspired me to stay with psychology. Um, that's kind of what I like. I aspire to be with the students that I teach and the students that I mentor and the students that I supervise through internships. That I want to pass that on. I want to be somebody who. It's a great feeling when someone says to you, you're the reason why I studied cognitive behavioral therapy, or it was your class that I took away from that I want to be in corrections, or I want to do forensic work. It's a great feeling. So to kind of pass it on, and that's sort of why I keep mentoring students and I want to teach and stay in that realm to pass on some of the fortunate stuff that I've had.
Amazing. And so what is one skill or lesson that you would hope that every student that you encounter kind of takes away from a class or a meeting they have with you?
Sure. I don't think it's one skill or lesson. I think all of my classes, no matter what I've taught, kind of, falls on three main skills. And that's and all clinical work is going to fall back on ethics, evidence practice, and cultural competency. So no matter what I'm teaching, whether it be ethics or therapy or assessment, or no matter what, it's going to fall on those three kind of cornerstones of all professional psychology work. I think once you've got a really good grasp of those three skills, and I really emphasize that on my lectures, it's on my final exam if you're going to take one of my classes. Those three skills I think are the most important skills to have as a professional psychologist.
And it's something we talk about often. Ethics, especially in the forensic psychology space, can sometimes even be a even higher burden given the populations that we work with.
Absolutely.
What is a quick piece of advice that you have for students who are entering this field?
Um, I've seen psychology blossom. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And there's a lot of psychologists out there. And we are sort of competing now with marriage and family therapists and social workers. So the advice I have for students getting into their program is start developing your niche now. Start developing your interest now, your research interest. Sort of know what the direction you want to go to earlier on, because that's going to help you choose practicum sites, internship sites, programs, research ideas, special topic papers. So start following your passion kind of early and find the people who are doing that work. So there's no harm in finding somebody who is doing the cutting edge research and just giving them an email or a call. They'd love to hear from you, because you're going to carry on their work. So start finding your passion early, and it'll carry with you into your early career.
Fantastic. Okay, last question. Why do you think students should choose the Chicago School for their education?
Because just what I told you, that gives you that edge that you are coming in as a well-trained forensic psychologist, that you've made the decision that forensics is your passion, and you're going to stand out in the market of a lot of other psychologists who are looking for a job or some work, that you are already well trained. You've told a future employer this is what you want to do, that you know what you're getting into, and you've had the prerequisite classes for that. That you're not somebody who has to kind of find their way through a postdoc or a couple of years down the road. That from day one, class one, you knew that forensics was your passion, and that's what you're telling a future employer.
Yeah, our forensic psychology programs are unique and aren't really available at other schools, and our students have that opportunity to really learn, like you said, from day one about forensic psychology. That sets them apart.
And that's what
Amazing.
we pull for applicants. We want people that know what they're getting into and have this is their passion, and they found us because we are the sort of the tool they're going to use to, complete their mission and walk their path and become early career forensic psychologists.
Exactly. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dr. Wydo, for
Welcome.
talking with us. I appreciate all your insights.
You're welcome.